Talk. Boom, boom. So we got 3 in the waiting room. All right, let's see what we got here. Dawn. Look at everybody except for the jail.
Come on in.
I know.
I'm somebody.
Where's Miss the jail so far?
How come if I know it from the room?
You weren't invited? Or early? There's the jail. No, that's Claudia. We want Claudia in here?
Yes.
Hmm. We have to have Claudia?
Yes.
Okay, fine.
Reason I always need more oxygen in the room.
You can go down to Children's Hospital. There's a lot of it down there.
Poor fellow. I know.
We're just waiting for the jail.
Hey, Claudia, do you still have a dog?
Yes, I have 2.
You have 2. Okay. I've got some more lamb chops in. They've got little antlers for Christmas.
How cute.
You interested?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'll bring some up here and I think they're like $10.
I have a dog, but it doesn't wear antlers.
Mine wearing.
Mine barely wears a collar. There's his labor.
A lot of cords. Or just sleep and hopefully that helps him stay comfortable.
That monkey in there. All right. We have Gardner first.
Hello.
Mr. Gardner, if you would raise your right hand and be sworn. You swear or affirm testimony about to give you the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
And I do have a copy of the mental health assessment. I'm going to consider that for the purposes of this hearing. Did you want to call your client and testify?
Yes, Your Honor, briefly.
All right.
Mr. Gardner, would you please state your full name for the record?
Kamal Joseph Gardner.
Mr. Gardner, you understand we're here today to determine whether or not the judge should release you on a mental health bond. We're not here to discuss the underlying offense or the facts of the case. Do you understand that?
Correct.
Okay. Mr. Gardner, you have been diagnosed with a mental health disorder. Is that correct? Major depressive disorder, recurrent episode, moderate post-traumatic stress disorder, and amphetamine type substance abuse disorder. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you previously been diagnosed and are you being treated by LifePath?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Have you had prior hospitalizations?
No, ma'am.
All right. And have you been on medication?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you currently taking your medication?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And how long have you been taking your medication?
For about 3 months now. Prior to in 2015, I was taking it for about a year.
Are you receiving your medication in the jail?
Not all of it, but yes, ma'am. Just the Zoloft, not Doxepin.
What's the one you're not receiving?
Doxepin.
Okay. Is that medication necessary to maintain stability for your mental health?
Yes, ma'am. It's an antidepressant and it helps me sleep as well
Okay.
for insomnia.
In addition to that, there are services that LifePath can provide to you that you cannot receive in the jail currently. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you asking the judge to release you on the mental health bond so that you can get back to LifePath and work on your services with them?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you discussed a service plan or an action plan with the mental health department?
Yes, ma'am. Not really. Not to the fact of like counseling and stuff like that.
Okay, but you have come up with a plan of returning to LifePath where you're going to reside. You'll be residing with your brother in the colony. Is that correct? And your wife will assist you with transportation to and from medical appointments, doctor's appointments, and court appearances.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Garner, have you ever been charged with and convicted of an assault?
Yes, ma'am. Back in 2013.
And where was that?
That was back at home. Well, it was in Denton.
Okay. And have you successfully completed that case at this time?
Yes, ma'am. It was time served.
Okay, thank you. I'll pass the witness.
Does the state have any questions?
No questions, Your Honor.
Anything else from the defense?
No, Your Honor, the defense rests.
Anything else from the state?
Yeah, Your Honor, I would just like a moment to read the criminal history into the record.
Okay, we'll give you 1 moment.
In 2014, this defendant was arrested for assault, bodily injury to a family member and sentenced to 8 months, and sentenced to 8 days jail. In 2018, in 2019, he was arrested for Class B theft and sentenced to 6 months deferred. Before his charges here today, and the state rests and close.
Any argument from the state?
State defers to you, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Garner, we're going to get you out today on a mental health bond. You've got to do what you say you're going to do. Live with your brother for right now. Make sure you go to all your medical appointments. Whatever medications they prescribe for you, you need to take. Make sure you don't take anything that's not prescribed to you. You'll come see me once a month. You will talk to Tony every week. Tony's up in the, I don't know where she's on your screen, but you'll call her every week, let her know how you're doing, let her know if you need anything, okay?
Yes,
Tony,
sir.
did you want to share anything, Tony?
Yes, wanted to let you know that if you should, when you get released, you should receive a folder in your property, and inside that folder has my card. Please give me a call tomorrow morning so that we can discuss what steps you need to be taking, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I have one other question. I'm looking at a bond that only has possession of controlled substance. Are there other charges?
Judge, it looks like there might have been a misdemeanor that he has a hold for or had a hold for in Dallas County.
Oh,
I'm hope Judge, just if you give me just a minute, I can look it up.
and it shows there's a theft of property, there's a failure to maintain financial responsibility and a,
The registration and failed to maintain our city of Carrollton, the theft of property is solved out by the sheriff's office in Dallas County, and then we just have the protection.
okay. Yeah, it's a Dallas charge, so you have to deal with that before you can get out probably. Okay. Good luck. We'll see you soon, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes, ma'am. See you later. All right. This is Miss Walters, is that right? Deborah Walters?
Debra Walters.
Debra?
Debra, yes,
Okay. And if you would raise your right hand and be sworn. You swear or affirm testimony about to give me the truth, the whole truth, nothing but truth, stuff you got.
I do.
Now, I do have a copy of the mental health assessment that I'll consider for the purpose of this hearing. Did you want to call your client to testify?
I do, Your Honor. Thank
Okay.
you. May I go ahead?
Yes,
You
you can.
Swear her in or?
I just did.
Oh, you did. I'm so sorry. It's cutting out. I apologize, Honor. Miss Walters, you and I have spoken prior to today about the offenses that you have been arrested for. Not charged yet, but you've been arrested for those. Is that true?
Yes,
Okay. And then I had Mr. Joseph Hill come and see you, and he did that last Wednesday. Is that correct?
yes, it is.
All right. And we also have a mental health assessment on file. Judge just referenced that. What we're here today to ask the judge is if he will grant what's called a mental health bond. And Mr. Hill went over that in detail with you when he met with you last Wednesday. Is that true?
Yes.
And do you have any questions about that? That after I'm done talking to you, that you might want to ask the judge?
If something comes up, then I will.
Okay, great. You have your own home, correct?
Yes,
And you are going to go back to that home, correct?
yes.
Please tell the judge where you live, how long you've been there, and how you pay for that home.
Okay, do you want me to give my address?
I don't think we need the address. I think that if Judge grants the motion, then Miss Fox is going to get all that from you anyway. Okay, but just it's important that we established with the judge that you have ties to the community, that you have transportation to get back and forth from court as he orders, and that you have the ability to keep in communication not only with Miss Fox, the judge also, but me.
Yes.
So where do you live? What city and state do you live in?
Yes, I live in Plano, Texas. I'm about maybe 10-minute ride from here to my home. I pay for my necessities. I'm an Air Force disabled war veteran, so I pay for my necessities with my disability. I'm 100% service connected, total and permanent. And so that's how I take care of everything.
Okay, and you have an apartment that you have an apartment you live in.
Yes, I live in an apartment by myself. I take care of
Okay.
myself.
All right. Do you have any pets or anything like that?
No, just myself.
Okay. And are you currently employed?
No, I am not. I
Okay.
get my disability from the Veterans Administration, from the VA.
Well, the transportation that you did have, we don't have anymore. So how will you get to and from meetings with the mental health department, as well as if the judge demands that you see him, or when the court dates start to happen and you and I have to appear?
In my own vehicle.
Okay. And you have a friend that you're very close to, correct?
Yes.
And what is her full name?
Cynthia Williams Johnson.
And I have been in contact with Miss Johnson. To your best of your knowledge, I told you that I had been, correct?
Yes,
And Miss Johnson is as close to you as family, correct?
correct.
you don't have any family in town, everybody lives out of state, but Miss Johnson would be there for you should you need a ride, or for any other support that you, emotional, physical, anything that you might need.
Correct.
Okay, so you have someone else that you're accountable to and you can lean on, correct?
Yes,
And you have an active phone number, correct?
I do.
And we can give that to the mental health division, and you've already done so through Mr. Hill, right?
Correct.
Okay, now you've been charged with an unlawful use of a motor vehicle, and we've also been charged with an evading with that vehicle. Do you understand the charges against you?
Yes, ma'am.
And we're not going to go into detail about those charges because nobody gets to ask you questions about them. But do you have any other criminal history that the prosecutor is going to tell the judge about, either in this state or in another?
Yes, in Illinois, theft by check.
Okay. Any other that you can think of?
In this state, some years back, same thing, theft by check.
Okay. And how old are you?
53.
And have you been in constant contact with the Veterans Hospital?
Yes.
Are you med compliant when you're not in jail?
Yes, ma'am.
And were you honorably discharged from the military?
From the Air Force, yes.
Okay, so you have your DD 214.
Yes.
Okay, I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Any questions from the state?
No questions, Your Honor.
Anything else from defense?
No, Your Honor.
You rest?
I do rest. Thank you.
Anything else from the state?
State rests.
Any argument from the state?
We'll defer to you, Judge.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get you out on a bond today. You got to do what you said you're gonna do. I think you're gonna be treated at the VA. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Make sure you get back on your medications. If you're not, you'll have to come see me once a month. You'll have to chat with Tony once a week. You have to give her a call.
Okay.
Let her know if you need anything at all. And we'll try to help you as best we can. Okay.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Call your lawyer about once a month just to check in with her. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And then I'll see you probably next month. Yes, ma'am. Do you have something?
You can
Yes,
text. You can
I'm sorry.
text me too, Debra. You can text me also. You don't have to call. You can text me. Make sure I'm not in court, and
Okay.
then we can schedule a time to call. So make sure that number you keep calling. You can also text when you get out and have the ability. And I cut you off. You were asking the judge something.
Well, I was going to ask Ms. Fox, is there a particular time that you would want me to call you every week? So I can add it to my calendar?
Actually, when you get released, you'll find a folder in your property. Inside that folder is going to be my business card. And at the bottom of the business card, it lets you know that information.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you. Judge
I
Baker.
will see you soon. Feel free to text and call Dawn. Okay.
Okay,
All right.
okay.
Talk to
Thank
y'all
you so
later.
much.
All right.
Thank you.
Love you. Mean it.
See you.
All right. Thank you. I think Judge, may I be excused?
Yep. See you later. Thanks.
Me or?
She was talking to Judge. Bye, Judge.
Okay.